So we'll start with the lecture. Am I audible?
Audible.
Fine. So good morning all of you. Today we are going to study the last bit of this particular module, that is global warming and climate change. You may expect a question of 5 marks, a short note on global warming or climate change, or an entire 10 marks question in any of the questions from question number 2 to 6. So what this particular things are, you already must have known or must have heard it in great detail in your school days and also in your EVS lecture, but still because it is a part of this course, we need to understand it from the disaster management perspective. So what is global warming, what is climate change? We'll see the definitions, human impact on planet earth, what we as human beings are causing or what damage we are doing to the environment, and which we are leading to disaster. Global environment degradation causes, evidences, progression, greenhouse gases, what they are and what the effect is, carbon dioxide levels and all, global warming concept, indicators, facts, critical targets, impacts, oral depletion, global climate change, and measures to curb climate change. So basically, just see these are two words. Often they are used as synonyms to one another, but their meaning is slightly different. Global warming is just concerned with the change in temperature of the earth, and the disasters which are there due to the change of temperature are known as global warming. Climate change is a broader term which also includes global warming and many other factors apart from the change in temperature of the earth's surface. So you should understand that climate change is a broader perspective and it is more used nowadays, because previously global warming was the often coined word, but nowadays climate change is more often used. So what this global warming is simple. If you see these three ice creams, how the world was yesterday and what is happening to it today and what will happen to it tomorrow. You may all have witnessed that the disasters have increased, the frequency of disasters have increased in the recent part. Why? Because of the global climate change. This is a very huge contributing factor to the increase in the rate of disasters. So there are two famous, you can say, concerns which are coined. These are not the definitions. There are some concerns about the global climate change. One is by Mark Twain in the 19th century or 18th century rather. Sorry, 19th century. Everybody talks about the weather, but nobody does anything about it. The warning about the global warming have been extremely clear for a long time. This is a concern by US Vice President Al Gore. We are also facing a global climate change. My voice is not coming properly.
Coming, sir.
Sir,
Fine. So you understand the term global warming first, because in the exam you have to write very precisely what you understand by global warming. Do not mix the two things, global warming and climate change, because they may mean similar They may even appear similar, but these are relatively some differences there, minor differences there. You should understand that global warming is a part of the climate change. Climate change includes many other things, which we'll see in the few course of the slides. So global warming is gradual increase in the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere and its oceans. That is global warming. The the sea, you can say, because the ice is melting because of the global warming, the temperature of the Earth has risen between zero point 0.4 to zero point 0.8 degrees Celsius. So what has this led to? This has led to the this has led to the global warming. What has happened is this has led to the global warming. The temperature has increased, which has resulted in melting of the ice, and that the scientists have even predicted that the global warming will lead to an average increase of 1.4 to 5.8 degrees by the end of 2011. Sorry, 2100. So greenhouse effect. What is greenhouse effect? Uh, the Earth's temperature is going to increase. What happens is that there are various layers of the atmosphere around the Earth. There is stratosphere, there is ionosphere, there is troposphere. What happens is the gases, the sun's ray enters the particular Earth's atmosphere, and it, of course, the heat and the light comes, and the light, it goes away from the Earth. After reflecting back from the Earth, it goes away. What happens is some gases are heated, and they are not allowed, the heat is not allowed to go outside because it is absorbed by those particular gases. Are you understanding? What happens is, look, you have studied that what if for a steady state, what is happened, the energy which is coming in should go out, but if it is not the case, what will happen, the body will go on increasing. So what these greenhouse gases do, these greenhouse gases, they do not allow the heat, or rather they absorb the heat, and hence they do not allow the heat to escape from the Earth's atmosphere. It is like whenever you have parked your car in a particular, you can say, under the sun, what will happen is, even though the outside temperature you may feel it is like 25 degree or 30 degree, but when you just, after say 2 hours or something like that, if you just enter your car, you will feel like it is somewhat around 50 degrees, 60 degrees. And you understand my point? The outside temperature may not be that high, it may be relatively high but not that high, but because of the entrapment of the heat, what has happened inside the car, the temperature has increased considerably. So that is a greenhouse effect. So similarly, this same effect happens on the Earth. The greenhouse gases, because of their entrapment, what they do is, because they do not allow the heat to escape, and hence the problem is that the Earth's temperature is increased, and it leads to a lot of compounding problems. So causes of global warming: burning of fossil fuels, coal, crude oil, because we require energy, we require power, and hence we burn the fossil fuels. Power plants for generating electricity, transportation, of course, this is a major contributor, and industrial processes. These are four major causes of global warming. There are many other causes. So just see definitions. You will be, if you will able to appreciate that after looking at the definitions, the difference between the two. Global warming refers to temperature increase in the troposphere, whereas climate change refers to any aspects of the Earth's climate, including temperature. Temperature is just one part. Precipitation and storm intensity and patterns, that is known as climate change. Like many of you are witnessing the climate change, right? Nowadays in Mumbai, if you see, the winters are not that cold, or rather the you can say the rainy season has also been delayed. When we were in our school days, on the 1st of June, or rather even before June, there was a proper rainy season, monsoon season, which used to start at least by June first week. It used to start, but now it has delayed. It has more shifted towards the July part. If you see, June end and July, it is the proper monsoon is starting. So second point is an increase in Earth's average surface temperature to the rising level of greenhouse gases. Of course, I have told you the effect of greenhouse gases. They entrap the heat, that is known as global warming. Whereas climate change is a long-term change in the Earth's climate. It is over a period of time, say 50 years or 100 years. So this long-term change happens. for the entire earth or a particular region of the earth. So human impact, what human beings do or what human beings impact is there on the earth, the human activities are there. We do our activity for our industrial development, for our own personal uses, various activities which are done by human beings. The earth, we use the resources of the earth, and after using the resources, what we do is the resources are used and they are converted into pollutants, and what it results to is global climate change. It is said that we are using almost 1.5%, 1.5 times the energy which is replenished. Are you understanding? That means the earth, because of its the earth replenishes itself or replenishes the various resources. We are using the resources 1.5 times. The time may come, if you do not find an alternative source, that we may deplete most of the earth's resources. You just see this diagram. The second diagram is very clearly explanatory what we are doing. Human activities like the industries, the constructions and all, and the earth which was there, which was calm, composed before the particular human impact, it has become, there are severe impacts. So global environment degradation. The environment change is a combination of natural events and human intervention. Of course, natural events also play a role. It occurs at global, regional, and local levels. In especially the places which are there more proximate to the coastal zone, such impacts are seen more. Human beings have altered every element of the planet Earth. So causes of global environmental problems, demographic pressure. Of course, the concentration of people in a particular region has caused demographic pressure on that region. Human impacts, which has the per capita consumption has increased. People previously used to live in very limited resources, and they were dependent only on agriculture and limited supplies for their particular living. Now our consumption has also increased, and which has led to severe environmental crisis. And impact of technological revolution, the industrial revolution which was started in 17th century has progressed, and it has led to several changes, several effects. Some effects are positive effects which we perceive in our day-to-day life, like improved quality of life, like the online lectures which we are conducting. This would not have been possible previously, and many other things. Now you order something online, you go by your vehicle, you travel by your vehicle, within say a few hours you can reach from here to Europe. So these are the positive effects of technology. Greater economic growth. Everybody is now having food, the basic necessities, food, clothing, shelter, and in addition to that, they all even have their other things which are not necessary but they are desirable. Those things also people have, which was difficult in the previous era, where especially for the poor population. Rapid and bulk production of goods. They get very quick goods, and also in a large amount, large quantity, better transportation, faster communication. Within a click, you can contact one person from here to say US. Comfortable housing. We all have good, well furnished houses for us, with mechanical ventilation systems of fans, lights, ACs. Enjoyable recreation facilities are there. These are the positive ecological impacts. Negative impacts are pollution of life support systems, degradation of natural habitats, global warming and climate changes, depletion of natural resources. These are this is the purpose. Because of the negative ecological effects, we are studying this particular course. Impact of agriculture, industrial agriculture, what it does on human health, toxic contamination, depletion of ozone layer. This is a very major concern, because it is predicted that a single chlorine atom leads to depletion of thousands, or rather millions of ozone molecules. What is greenhouse? As we have already discussed, it is this is a greenhouse. This is not about the gas. It is the concept of greenhouse. It is a structural building with different type of covering materials such as glass or plastic roof. This is a model which is created for experimental purpose, and frequently glass or plastic walls receiving energy in the form of light from outside. The inside will heat and emit infrared radiation. This type of radiation will be emitted, which will not be visible to the naked eye. It happens that a glass is material pretty opaque to these infrared radiation emitted by the interior of the glass. Means what? The heat is not able to go outside. Like in case of your car, inside the car the heat is entrapped and it goes on heating. That's why na, what you do before when you sit in the car before switching on your AC or something, you just open the windows and you let the air to escape from the, because it is a hot air and it should be removed from the particular environment. This prevents the energy to dissipate easily outside and leads to temperature increase that would not have happened if infrared could have freely escaped. So this infrared, that is heat radiation, is allowed or it is trapped inside that particular greenhouse, which leads to the greenhouse effect. So greenhouse effect is a natural process that warms the earth and in fact is quite necessary for our survival. Of course, if the heat is not trapped on the earth, what will happen? There will be no vegetation. And if there is no vegetation, what would we live on? So that it is a very important process which is required. Gases in the atmosphere like water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide act as a natural blanket by preventing the sun's heat energy from radiating back into the space. So these are known as the greenhouse gases. Major gas is the carbon dioxide, but also methane is there, water vapor is there, and nitrous oxide. They act as a blanket. You know the purpose of blanket. Blanket, what it does? It keeps the inside part of the blanket warm. So we use blanket for keeping ourselves warm, especially in the cold. You can say cold climate or cold. In the cold temperatures, we keep ourselves warm using the blanket. Likewise, the greenhouse gases also act as a blanket and they keep the environment warm because they do not allow the heat energy to radiate back into space. The natural greenhouse effect helps warm the earth's surface as much as 33 degrees Celsius. Of course, beyond that it will not warm because there is winds and all these things which drive away the heat. And without it, our planet would be too cold for human beings to survive. So greenhouse effect, the earth is covered as we have discussed, which allows the energy from earth to reach the sun. So it will allow the gases will allow the heat to come in, but they will not allow the heat to escape for certain duration of time. So human activities, particularly burning fossil fuels and land clearing, are generating more greenhouse gases. The problem is if these greenhouse gases are not balanced, if they are more, what will happen? The heat will be trapped more and it will lead to climate change and global warming. So greenhouse gases are there. You can see a diagrammatic representation. So solar incoming solar radiation is 240 watts per meter square. Of course, you need not remember these figures. If you remember, it is well and good in the exam. But if you need not remember this figure, you should just understand the concepts. So what happens is some energy is radiated back due to the clouds and due to the various, you can say, various particles which are of greater size than the which are of the greater size. What they do, they reflect the you can say solar radiation. So out of that 240, almost one half part, or rather 103, that is almost half part is reflected back. Then what happens? The other half is transferred. Some of the infrared is absorbed and re-emitted by the greenhouse gas molecules. The direct effect is the warming of the earth's surface. So what happens is it passes this particular clouds and all this zone. It passes the troposphere. It reaches the earth's surface. It gets entrapped and it is there for some period of time. So solar energy absorbed by the earth's surface is this much. One is what? Solar radiation. One is solar energy. It is converted into heat. There are two type of waves. One is long wave and one are short waves. So long waves are also there, which are infrared. Again, long wave means it has more. The wavelength is more. That is long wave, and the wavelength is length. That is short wave. Of course, wavelengths are, again, you must have studied in physics, or rather in your mainly it is in physics, or even if you have studied some electronic subjects, it is there in the basics of electronics. What happens is there are different type of waves which are there, starting from gamma rays to X-rays to, you can say, normal your UHF, VHF, and then the highest wavelength is the radio waves. Likewise, the various waves are there. So these waves, different type of waves enter and they are trapped by the atmospheric gases, that is greenhouse gases, and the heating effect of the earth's atmosphere is done. As the sun's energy hits the earth, some of the energy is absorbed by the earth's crust and by the earth's oceans, warming the planet. Rest of the energy is radiated back towards space as infrared energy. Well, the main part is the second part. While some of this infrared energy does radiate back into space, some portion is absorbed and re-emitted. So it is there in the atmosphere for some time, and other greenhouses in the atmosphere. This absorbed energy helps to warm the planet's surface and atmosphere just like a greenhouse. Or you can take a simple example of your car which is parked in a directly under the sun. So Earth's gases have been essential to the survival, of course, survival of life on planet Earth. They trap the heat and cause the Earth to warm. Human activities alter the proportion of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. So more greenhouse gases are there, more heat is there, and hence the temperature. You can see that the summers are getting warmer and warmer, while the winters are not getting that much severe. Their severity is reduced. Winters are also important for our survival, especially for the other animals which require winters for their survival, especially the animals which are living in the colder regions, like the you can say there are various animals like the polar animals are there which require colder climates. So they are on the verge of their extinction because they do not get favorable climate. So these are the non-greenhouse gases: nitrogen, oxygen, and argon. These are non-greenhouse gases, whereas the greenhouse gases are there. The proportion should be balanced. What is happening is the greenhouse gases are increasing and the non-greenhouse gases are reducing. So carbon dioxide, nitrogen, because it gets converted due to the Earth's heat. So carbon dioxide is released because of burning of fossil fuels. Nitrous oxide is due to the fertilizer use. Methane is due to sediments, swamps, landfills. These all reasons are there. Chlorofluorocarbons, main reason is your AC and your refrigerator. You have studied all these things in detail in your school days, but still here the important aspect is you should write it according to the disaster management perspective. Halogens are there, like halocarbons, fire extinguisher and all have these. Water vapor is there. Water vapor is going to be there. Greenhouse gas emissions, you can see in the 1970s they were less. It has increased in 2010. Figure is there, you can see, and the trend is that it has continued to increase. And some strict action should be there. There are again many treaties, many you can say resolutions which are passed, but still many countries need to follow. There is a carbon credit, and all these concepts have come in the last say decade or so, but still countries need to strictly follow it. And recent global warming is due to greenhouse gases. You can see the temperature, you can see 1900 was less, then it increased, and somewhat it was stable for the next 10-15 years, and then again it has increased and it is going to continue to increase. Like scientists have predicted in the 2100 the temperature may increase from 1.4 to 5.8 degrees, which is a very much concern or worry for us, because what will happen, the ice will melt, ice in the poles will melt, and what will happen is the level of the sea will increase. The level of the sea, when it is increased, the coastal cities which are there, especially in like Mumbai and many other coastal cities are there throughout the entire globe, they are the level, if the level is increased, there are many other problems which are associated, because that won't be livable habitats. So you can see model using natural forcing. If only natural effects were there, what will happen? The temperature won't have been increased, but because of these are anthropogenic, means the human activities, due to the human activities, the temperature has increased. So using both natural and anthropogenic activities, what is happening is the temperature is increasing. Although it is just a slight increase which is visible to us, but in due course of time, a 2 degree, 3 degree temperature will lead to a substantial climate change. Future warning depends on emissions. You can see the 2100, how much emissions will be there, everything will be increased, and you can just imagine what will happen. Ways to reduce greenhouse gases, of course, this is the 3 R's which we say. Many of you may have studied in your environmental science. 3 R's: reduce the use of resources, reuse the resources as far as possible, and recycle. These 3 R's are to be religiously followed. Use less heat and air conditioning. Of course, whenever it is possible, you should always use the less heat means what? You should not burn the stove when it is unnecessarily required. Also, the air conditioners should be minimally used. Drive less and drive smart. You can use your cycles and other vehicles, or you can just walk. Not only will you remains healthy, but also the impact of global or greenhouse gases effects will be reduced. Factory installed smoke filters. This can be done. The smokes can be not the you can say the pollutants should not be allowed directly to escape into the atmosphere. Plant a tree because trees absorb the carbon dioxide for their food making process. So this is a very important activity which everybody should follow. Vehicles use unleaded petrol. That is a major concern because there are two type or rather many categories are there, but still leaded and unleaded petrol, these are two basic categories. So unleaded petrol leads to more pollution. Enforce the law on behalf of polluting of environment. Many laws are there still in the particular in our country and in other countries also, but people find a way of escaping the law. Environmental campaign should be there, awareness, because people's awareness and all, this is the most important thing which can be done for an environment. So you can see how the carbon dioxide levels are increased from year 1750. It was only 280 parts per million. Parts per million, everybody must be familiar because you have studied in your environmental engineering. It is 1 part per million means 1 divided by 10 raised to 6. So it is 280 divided by 10 raised to 6 per million of the total air, almost 0.28. That means almost 0.3%. You can say 0.3% of the level is of the carbon dioxide. Likewise, it is predicted that in 2100 it will be around 650 to 700 if it is not checked. So we should ensure that, being responsible civil engineers and members of this society, we should ensure that we should ensure what? We should ensure the carbon dioxide levels are maintained. Just a moment. My voice is coming properly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Sources of carbon dioxide emissions, all of you know in detail, but still will revise it. Sources of global carbon dioxide emissions are combination of combustion of fossil fuels, land use changes and deforestation, power generation and transport, industrial process, forest and wildfires. This particular thing is more so in the last few years. If you see, the Australian fires and also the Amazon bushfires, these all things have on the rise in the last few years. Breathing and decomposition of plants and animals here, they also lead because they, of course, breathing means what? Look, carbon dioxide is required by the plants for their growth, rather for their production of food, but also their they require the I can say they require oxygen for their breathing, and also the animals, they emit carbon dioxide. Oceans are there, which also lead to several global dioxide emissions. Volcanic eruptions are there. These are the sources. Concept of global warming: it is a continuous increasing Earth's overall temperature. You all know this greenhouse effect. So greenhouse effects increase from human activities. Sea level is rising and snow and ice cover is decreasing. This is a major concern. So many conventions are there. So this particular convention, International Panel on Climate Change, has stated that there is 90% probability that human activity is causing the warming. Of course, it is now confirmed that human activities is leading to some at least some of the global warming. Many scientists feel that the consequence of global warming is irreversible. Temperature can be increased, but to decrease is not possible. This is what many scientists believe. Global warming is a serious threat which is brought about the human activity. We all know this. There are just some figures. What causes global warming? Carbon dioxide, other air pollutions. We have already discussed it is a thickening blanket. Coal burning power plants. Now, in especially in US and all, these coal, because they do not have, in India we are very we can say blessed because we have hydropower generation. We have many rivers which are flowing from hills, and we use these rivers in various dams, hydropower plant projects where the irrigation systems are used. We can say not irrigation systems, rather where the hydropower generation systems are there, which are used for generation of power. Still in India also coal is used. We are using coals because to provide for our metros we do not have enough you can say dams or hydropower generation plants. The best thing which could happen for generation of electricity is the solar and the hydropower plant generation, because and also the wind power if it could be used. But our major sources in India are coal and hydropower plant generation. We are using the rivers, we are using the, you can say, the force which is there, or rather the gravitational force which is there of the rivers for generating our energy, but still it is not utilized to its fullest potential. Second most sources is the automobiles. You must have seen in the last few months that the environment has become cleaner. Why it has become cleaner? Because the automobile and the industries have relatively shut down, and they are not leading to the, or not contributing to the, you can say, carbon dioxide and other gases. So this is their impact. What it has happened, what it has caused. Indian floods. You must have seen in the last uh, few years, na, many floods are there in which over 200 people have died. है ना? Flood can be classified as severe if more than 150 or 200 people die. So floods in the recent past have affected various states of India. The most affected states were Assam, Karnataka, Orissa, Kerala, Assam, है ना, Orissa. These all things are there. Gujarat, northeastern states, with over 200 people dead in a particular flood. This type of flood can be classified as severe floods, and a million homes destroyed. What is happening is Amazon rainforest and all these all things are there, which have endured the worst wildlife seasons. China and Europe, which China was there, which was a flood prone, you can say, country, but Europe the floods were not that much frequent. But now in the recent few years, you must have heard that Europe, many countries, the Netherlands and all these countries are becoming increasingly affected by floods. Cyclones have increased manifold in coastal Asian regions and African countries, and even in the American, you can say, US and Canada, the cyclones have increased, especially in the US and the Central America. Snow accumulation has declined in Antarctica, and of course in the North Pole also. Winter seasons are shortened in Cascade Range and in Horizon in Washington, smog in Europe, Delhi, and all these things are there due to the global warming. So how we can cut the global warming? You can, the main you can think of, main thing which you can think of is using the renewable sources of energy such as wind, sun energy, and geothermal energy. Second thing is manufacture more efficient appliances. The role of our engineers is important, especially the mechanical engineers, and manufacture more efficient appliances and conserve energy. And of course, in our even civil engineering equipment which we use for our construction activities, we should ensure that the equipments which are there, which do not harm the environment, should be as far as possible used. More modern electricity generators to be used, that is there. More modern electricity generators into widespread use, so that the gases or harmful gases are not put into the atmosphere. Put existing technologies for building, cleaning, and cars, reducing pollution from vehicles and power plants using hybrid gas electric engines. Choose a compact fluorescent light bulb over an incandescent bulb. Opting for a refrigerator with Energy Star label, like you have 3-star energy, 3-star refrigerators, 4-star, 5 stars. Of course, not only will your bill will be saved, but also your environment will be less impacted. 360 watts bulb is there. Then you can use fluorescent light bulb. Refrigerator should be more this proper. Simple things you can do: turn off your computer or the TV and you are not using it. These are, again, you can say, not crude measures, but still we can contribute. There are trivial measures which we can practice in our daily life, and if every one of you is aware and practicing this, it can lead to a lesser global warming. Take shorter showers. Heating water uses energy unnecessarily, because your geyser and your fridge and your AC are the three main sources of your electricity bill, which contribute highly to your electricity bill. Not only will your bill be reduced, but also the environment will be safer. Keep rooms cool by closing the blinds, shades, or curtains, so that your mechanical ventilation systems will be reduced. Turn off the lights when you leave a room. So these all things can be practiced. Dress lightly when you are not, when it's hot, instead of turning up the air conditioning, or use a fan. Dress warmly when it is cold instead of turning heat. offer tell your parents keep the AC filters on your AC and surface clean. What will happen if the AC filters and all are clean? One generally what people do once they install the AC, they do not service it for say years and years. Why they do not service it? Because they feel that the AC to chal raha hai na, it is working. Why should we service it? But what is the problem is not only the impure air is coming from the AC, but also it requires more time to generate the same amount of conditioning which it would have required when it was clean. Walk short distances or instead of asking for a ride in the car, you can use cycles. This is a very good source because not only your exercise will be there, but also the atmosphere will be saved. And plant as many trees as possible. So these are many other concepts which are there. Hybrid cars are there, which have a combination of petrol plus, you can say, petrol plus again electricity, or say some non-polluting agents. Nuclear power is there, which has no CO2, but still again its waste has become a problem because again many people have opposed this particular concept, nuclear power generation. Pumping CO2 underground, this can be done. US has Department of Engineering has done a very big project of this. Wind power is there, it can be used, but still how much it can replace, an option should be thought, because wind is an energy which is abundantly available and it can be trapped. And in India, and especially in the countries which are there in the, you can say, uh, coastal regions and all, where the wind is flowing at a very great speed, the power can be trapped. But still it is a thing which is far from reality. Depletion of ozone layer, again this is there. It is arrived from the ozone, has arrived from the Greek ozone, which means to smell. Pale blue, it is highly poisonous gas, the strong odor. The troposphere zone, lower atmosphere, are considered to be a pollutant. At the there are various zones: troposphere, stratosphere, ionosphere. So the troposphere is the zone which is closest to the earth, and the stratosphere zone, which is the upper atmosphere, is called the ozone, because ozone is is available in the two zones, in troposphere also and in the stratosphere also. Chlorine reactions deplete the ozone in the stratosphere. Depleting ozone gases are your CFCs, halogens, nitrous oxides, methane, carbon tetrachloride, and methyl chlorophene. Of course, ozone is there, O3 is there. Stratosphere, yes, question. Okay, fine. Impact of ozone depletion: stratospheric ozone, upper atmosphere is good ozone. Tropospheric ozone is there, which is the lower level is bad ozone because it is getting depleted. Absorb UV rays, B rays, the ozone absorbs the UV rays. Greenhouse effect, global warming and all is also there possible because of the ozone, because it does not allow it prevents the gases to go from outside. Greenhouse effect is also important. It is not only, you can say, it is important also, and more of it is also damaging. Prevents skin cancer and all because of the absorption of UV rays, and global climate change is also prevented. So for photochemical smog, this is also one concept. Smoke is there and fog is there, especially in the winter. What happens is, because of sunlight, what happens, the smoke combines with fog and it leads to smog. So smog was derived from the words fog and smoke. So it was used by this person, H.A. Vox. VOCs and NOCs are, you can say, nitrous oxides and volatile oxygen compounds are react in the presence of sunlight to produce ozone and peroxyacetyl nitrate. Breathing ozone results in respiratory disease, distress, headaches. So many people were killed in the smog. 6,500 you can see in 1952, 1963. Also in the recent past, some 2 years back, 2018 I suppose, there was a serious smog in London where many people lost their lives. Effects: what is happening is the ozone hole is there in the upper atmosphere, this discovered in the Antarctica. Because why? Because the air gases concentrate in that particular zone, and each 1% drop in ozone is thought to increase the human cancer rates by 4 to 6%. Skin cancer rates can be increased. So you can imagine how damaging it is. Ozone damages plants, resulting in leaf mottling and reduced growth, which again is an important adherent to the climate change. So we'll speak some slides on climate change. This is what you have studied up to now was more about the global warming. Now the climate change will discuss. Climate change is governed by numerous interactions between closed loop system. Modification of one aspect of this system, such as carbon dioxide, can influence the overall climate and lead the change. Weather refers to the change taking place in the atmosphere at present over short periods of time. Science of meteorology, that is known as how the winds blow from one place to the other. Climate defines the tendency of weather over long periods of time, that is known as climatology. You can see climate change is there. It affects the human health. What is it related? Stratospheric ozone depletion, desertification, and land degradation is also related to climate change. Biodiversity loss. Biodiversity is also important because if you see the insects are not there, or any one thing is not there, then again the growth will be not there. If the insects are not there, or if the birds are not there which sit on the trees and all, then the entire process of this will not be there, and the plant growth will not be there. Then again fresh water decline is there. Salty water is again increasing, fresh water is declining. So again this leads to the main central core is the everything, every system, every of these five systems, they are related, and what they are causing ultimately is they are impacting the human and animal health. So global climate change, it is a potentially one of the greatest threats to the environment. So what is the indicator of human impact? Less oxygen in air, more fossil in carbon in air, 30 billion tons of CO2 are emitted per year, more heat returning to the earth, night is warming faster than days. So these are all indicators of human impact. In the nights also we feel that it is generally the nights usually used to be cold. If you see some, if you ask your parents or grandparents, they would say that no matter how hot the days were, but the nights usually used to be cold. But now what is happening is the nights are warming. The nights are still warm because of the greenhouse gases. The gases don't allow the heat to pass outside the Earth's atmosphere. Shrinking thermosphere is there because again that layer is getting reduced. Rising tropopause is there. Cooling stratosphere is there. More fossils in the coral regions. So these are their all impacts of, or all indicators of global change. Evidences of climate change. So Arctic climate is now warming rapidly. Arctic vegetation zones. So these are some indications which were there by the Arctic Climate Impact Assessment, which was there. This convention was there in 2014, which studied the Arctic region. Arctic sea ice is reducing, which is contributing to the you can say increase in the sea water level. UV radiation level is elevated. Mountain glaciers are melting. So again, you increase in greenhouse gases. You can see almost China and US are the major contributors to the greenhouse emissions. So again, this carbon credit and all these systems are there. They are introduced, but still countries are not following because of their balancing their economic growth. It will lead to lower economic growth. Global temperatures increased. These are in Fahrenheit, of course. In degrees, it is around 0.4 to 0.8 degrees have increased. So warmest years are in the this is the recent carbon dioxide level 403 parts per million, which are 380 in 2010. You can see still it has increased. Warmest level since to the warmest years, the years are warming up and new records are established. So from the last 20 years, new records have been established for being the warmest years. Arctic ice is again, it is Arctic ice is again, it is reducing. So these all things are there. Sea level is increasing. You can see 3.42 mm per year. It is a very small change, but if you see hundreds of years, it may lead to a substantial increase. So what is happening? Effects of climate change: direct temperature increase, increase in average temperature, most extreme heat waves during summer, less extreme cold spells during winter. This we have discussed. Harmful to those who have heart problem, asthma, the elderly. These are people which already have some comorbidity, and of course, like we discussed the example of coronavirus. And those people who are already suffering with some ailments, they are more impacted. So similarly, climate also impacts more on the people who are already suffering from some kind of distress or disease. Extreme events, heat waves, cold waves, storms, like these heat waves and all, you may have heard in the news in the last 4 or 5 years, especially in the central India and all. Na? Why these heat waves are there? Because because of the climate change. These heat waves are not that severe, say 20 years back. Cold waves are there also. Cold waves are there, especially in the UP and this northern India, northern states in India. Storms, floods, these are all the more increase in the last few years. Global warming increases in the frequency of extreme events, which eventually relates to death, injury, and stress-related disasters. Climate sensitive diseases increases the risk of some infectious diseases such as cholera, malaria, dengue fever. Of course, now this coronavirus has come. It is also climate. It is not that much climate sensitive, but these all diseases which are listed are climate sensitive. Air quality, of course, the quality is degrading, which is leading to lung tissue damage, and again, especially for those who have asthma and other chronic diseases, they are severely impacted. Food supply is affected, rising temperature and variable precipitation has impacted the food precipitation because this harvesting season and all have changed and people are not finding the proper balance and hence it leads to a loss of food stock. Decrease in the production of staple foods in many of the poorest regions increase the risk of malnutrition. This has been all the more in the rise, especially in developing countries like India. Population displacement, rising sea levels has led to population displacements, increase the risk of coastal flooding. More than half of the world's population lives within 60 kilometers of the sea. Can you imagine that they are in the coastal regions? UV exposure it leads to skin cancer and abnormal growth of skin tissues, premature aging, eyes damage, suppression of immunity. These all things are there due to the UV exposure. So, human health impacts of climate change. Heat waves can lead to heat stroke and dehydration. So, this is there. Can see in 2003 summer heat wave in Europe claimed 35,000 lives. Climate change may affect allergies and respiratory health. Climate change may enhance the spread of diseases through food, water, and animals. According to World Health Organization, malaria, diarrhea, malnutrition, and floods related to climate change cause about 1,50,000 worldwide deaths. Of course, this is an increase. This is an old figure of 2010. This has increased. It is more than the coronavirus deaths if you compare. Coronavirus has just caused. I'll not, it is not good to use the word just, but it has caused relatively lesser deaths as compared to these all diseases. IPCC reported to 25 crore more Africans are without potable water. You can imagine 25 crore. I mean almost 1/6 of India's population is there in Africa, in the African continent, which are without potable water. Flooding linked to rising sea levels displaced millions of people. This figure is there how the global impact is there on water ecosystem. You can just read. I will share this PPT. Food, coast, health, and singular events. How the impact is there for will be on these various things. Like just for we'll discuss one case where water is there. Water scarcity was there for only about 0.4 to 1.7 billion people, billion liters. But now it is increasing day by day because people have increased, the population has exploded, and people are not getting good water because they are the problem is not with just the population. The problem is with the population being concentrated in one place, especially in the urban metros and all. No? If you see in the Mumbai region or especially in the Dharavi and all these regions, they have severe scarcity of water. Why the scarcity is there? Because there is only one tap say for 400 or 500 people. So these all things are there. When the population is more and the area is less and the resources are less, the population is there. So because of the climate change, what is happening? Water required is more because the water is not available. Water systems are there, but water is not available. So how to provide the water? Ecosystems is damaging. Food is getting reduced. Coastal regions are suffering from various storms, flood surges, and all. Health impacts are there and events are there. So future impacts, of course, it is expected to rise. We have discussed by 2 degrees to 11, that is around 1.4 to 5.8 degrees Celsius. This is in Fahrenheit. In Celsius, if you see 1 degree to 5.8 degrees Celsius is going to increase. Ground level temperatures are increasing. Global average annual precipitation is expected. More rains are going to be there because the heat is more. The clouds are, you can say, more clouds are formed, more the precipitation will be there. Strength of the winds are associated is likely to increase. So more cyclones. Annual average precipitation projected to increase in some areas, especially in the coastal region, and decrease in the interior regions. So measures: government laws to limit the production of pollutants, develop skills of renewable fuels, solar energy, wind energy, hydropower generation should be encouraged, or measures should be taken by the governments of all countries alike. Discourage and replace the use of fossil fuels. This is the major thing which can be done. Carry out energy saving schemes. build more plants. This tree has been removed from this by it, but it is plants. Reduce, reuse, recycle culture, plantation, forestation. These all things are there. So these are the references which I have used. So this is the last slide for this particular presentation. Environmental sustainability can be achieved by measuring consumption of environmental resources. We have to measure, we have to see how much resources are required, and you have to plan for the use of resources, because if you do not plan, if you use it haphazardly, what will happen is the sustainability will not be there. Calculate emissions, report consumptions and emissions externally, identify reduction and optimization avenues, reduce consumption. These all things can contribute to the reduced environmental, or sorry, increased environmental sustainability. So you can see next 100 years what major problems are there. Extinction of plants, main species is going to, some species is going to be there. Bushfires are on the rise because of severe climate change. Severe drought is expected in some countries. Of course, some more other things like global floods and all these things are going to be